Hey guys, welcome to Britannians. I'm Joshua. So you got your university offer to study in the UK. Now you might be wondering, how much will it cost me as a student to live in the UK in 2025? It is not cheap, but if you plan well, you can manage your budget without cutting out on everything fun. In this video, I'll break down all the major costs, accommodation, food, travel, entertainment, and share some tips on how to save your money. So without any delay, let's get into the video. Before moving on with the video, I'd like to thank Amberstudent for sponsoring this video. Amberstudent are student accommodation providers in the UK and across the globe. You can book student accommodation near top cities and universities around the world, including UK, Australia, Ireland, US, Canada, Germany, and Spain. They have student accommodation in all the cities, including the major ones like London, Nottingham, Birmingham, Glasgow, Leeds, Liverpool, Coventry, Sheffield. They have over 1 million beds, including dorms, shared rooms, and en-suites. And Amber ensures perfect accommodation for each student. Students can search for their homes according to their preferences and filter by locality and university. All prices on the Amber website include utility like electricity and water. They don't have any hidden charges or additional fees. They have end-to-end support and round-the-clock assistance for booking your accommodation. The booking process is simple. You can just click the link in the description and fill your details. Within few hours, an agent from the Amberstudent will contact you and help you smoothly with the booking process. You can give your preferences and finalize your accommodation and book them with Amberstudent. So without any delay, click the link in the description and book your accommodation today. Let's start with the biggest chunk, rent. In London, if you want to rent an en-suite in a private student accommodation or university student hall, it will cost you somewhere around £900 to £1,400 per month. If you're taking a room in a shared house, then you will pay somewhere around £600 to £800 per month, depending on the location and the size of the room. You know, it's very expensive to stay in London. In other cities like Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, Nottingham, you could expect to get an accommodation between 500 to 800 per month. If you're taking a room in a shared house, then you will pay around 300 to 550 per month, depending on the location and size of the room. The next thing you need to make sure is bills, whether the bills are included or not. So if you're taking a private student accommodation or your university student halls, then usually your bills will be included. But if you're taking a room in a shared accommodation, then you should make sure that your bills are included. Bills such as water bill, electricity, gas, and internet. If the bills are included, then it would work out cheaper, because with the rising energy prices, you will be paying more for your energy bills. So always look for rents with inclusive of bills. It will work out cheaper. And then don't forget your deposits. Usually people will ask for 4 to 6 weeks of rent upfront. So for accommodation, we'll take £900 per month for London and £600 per month for other cities. Next is food and groceries. On an average, students spend around £150 to £250 per month on groceries, depending on your diet, your type of food, and how often you cook. Try to buy groceries in supermarkets like Aldi, Lidl. Those will work out to be cheaper. Those are budget friendly. And also try to cook mostly, because buying a meal outside will be a bit expensive. If you are buying a meal outside, it will cost you around £6 to £10 per meal on an average. Obviously, we cannot cook all the time at home, so you'll be buying sometimes outside. So let's say you may spend around £100 for eating out. So let's take £300 on an average for food and groceries. Next important thing is transportation cost. Public transportation in UK can be expensive. Most UK cities have great public transport, but it comes at a cost. If you're in London, you can get an 18 plus student Oyster card and pass for zones 1 and 2, which will work around £100 per month. If you're in other cities, you can get a monthly bus pass for around £35 to £60 per month, but walking and bicycling is free, so you can choose those options as well. Also, don't forget student rail cards such as the 16 to 25 rail card will get you around 30% discount on rail fares. It is definitely a best investment that you can do. So on an average, for London, the transportation costs around £100 per month. For other cities, it will cost around £40 per month. Next is the mobile and subscriptions. Your phone bill will depend on the plan that you choose. Some people choose plans which are costing around £5. Some people choose for unlimited data and stuff, and they choose for £20. So on an average, let's say it will cost you around £10 per month for your mobile plan. As I said before, take a house which has Wi-Fi included in their bills so that you don't have to pay for any Wi-Fi. And then there are other subscription charges like for Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime. So that usually cost around £10, £20 per month. If you're a group of friends, try to get sharing accounts so that it will be split among people and you won't be paying a lot on that. So let's take on an average, you will spend around £15 for your subscriptions. Overall, for mobiles and subscriptions, let's take £25 per month. Next is study materials and printing cost. So in UK, you won't spend much on printing because mostly every people will use PDFs. The university staffs will give you the printout, so you don't have to spend much on that. At the least, you'll be printing your documents that you're submitting for your thesis, and maybe some things that you want, which will cost you less than £5. I mean, to be honest, when I was a student, I spent only £10 overall the whole year for printing. So this cost is negligible. The next one is going out and social life. Obviously, you won't be studying 24/7. You need some social life. You want to go out with your friends. You want to go, to places because you're in UK. You're not back in your country. You want to explore UK. So there will be some cost associated with that. So if you're going out for any night out or night parties, it will cost you around £15 to £30 per month. If you're a person who goes out for night parties, let's say you go like 4 times a month, that's what it will cost you. So let's take on an average of £20 for night out. If you're a movie buff like me, then you will be going to movies. That will cost you around £7 to £13 per ticket. So let's say you watch one movie a month, that will cost you around £10 on average. If you're doing a weekend trip every month, then let's budget in something around £50 to £100 depending on the location that you're going. And if you're going to stay, that's gonna cost you more. But let's say you're going on a day trip, that will cost you somewhere around £70 on an average per month. And then there is the gym membership. So if you're a person who hits gym regularly, then you will be spending around £15 to £30 per month. There are student discounts, so make use of that. If you are using student discount, you will be paying on an average of £15 per month for gym memberships. On a whole, for going out and social life, you will be spending around £115 per month. And then finally, emergency funds. So you should always have some emergency funds in terms you need something, you want to travel somewhere, you want some sudden expenses, something to buy, then you need some emergency funds. Try to keep at least £150 to £200 for emergency fund, especially when you're in the UK. For the first 2-3 months, you will be spending more than what I am telling you now. So always have that emergency fund. For the first 2 months, you will be spending an extra £200. So have that in your account. So what's the monthly total cost of living as a student in the UK? So if you're outside London, you will be spending around £600 for your rent, £480 for your expenses, and then £200 for your emergency fund. So that's around £1,080 per month overall if you're living outside London, and £200 for your emergency fund. But if you're living in London, then you will be spending around £900 as a minimum for your rent, £540 for your expenses, on a whole £1,440 for your rent and expenses, and £200 for an emergency fund. So all these that I have quoted are the minimum values, bare minimum. So as a minimum, you should account for these expenses when you're living in UK, because the cost of living in UK is increasing day by day. It will be very expensive than you think. So I hope this will help you to budget your cost of living accordingly. If you have any queries, leave it in the comment. I hope this is useful for you. If you like the video, hit the like button and share the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll meet in next video. Until then, goodbye. Cheers.